So I have discovered that I like Epic the Musical. Such a good idea. This is, for those who don't know, a musical based on the Odyssey, written by Jorge Rivera Heras, a really cool like rock pop score, and there's tons of influences all over, but it's really fun. But if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, you better bail now, because we're gonna dive in real deep, deeper than you want to go. If you're not a fan of the open ocean, this is not for you. It's very dark, and I will talk about the themes as I go. I'm going to do a series of production design for a stage production of Epic the Musical with no budget ever discussed or talked about. I started getting into it right after the live stream where the cast watched the entire soundtrack as it was completed at the time, back in January, I think it was. And I remember when it started, a couple of the songs started going viral on TikTok during the pandemic. And at the time, the whole cast hadn't been cast. And at some point, I almost auditioned for Scylla. Later, you will have the opportunity to tell me if that was a good idea or not. And I started hyperfixating, as you do. And I started doing costume sketches at first. It was just costume sketches. And then it became, oh, a lot of the monsters would be way cooler if they were incorporated into the set design. Uh-oh, I need to design the set. Uh-oh, but then lights would be a really good addition just to really get into it. There are very few of these jobs that I have actually done. I have been a costume designer and constructor. I've hung lights, so I've been light crew. I've done set painting, and I've done very, very, like, the basic of the basics theory in various theater classes. I have not designed sets or lights before, and my personal best is MS Paint. Sue me. I might find better programs if I get money for better programs. But I am going to be going song by song through the series, and it's over 2 hours, the entire soundtrack, so this gonna take a while. And these videos gonna take a while to make. Because I've also been reading the Odyssey and the Iliad kind of at the same time, and taking notes so that I can be informed about the original source material. Speaking of original source material, also my husband reads and writes ancient Greek, so just qualified enough to give me the audacity to even try this. Also going to be putting up videos of just painting the costume sketches, because it's pretty different from how I paint just art pieces or character portraits. I have listened to the soundtrack a million times. I have not been involved in the online fandom at all. I might at some point make suggestions based on production questions, but also coming from a story standpoint, just trying to follow the internal logic of the world that they've established, just to try to keep things consistent. I might go off script a little bit. And if people hate me for that, that's fine. It's not going to happen for a long time, because the beginning of this hits, as the kids say. I'm going to keep explaining myself more thoroughly in the videos to come as I go song by song. I am, however, going to tease a little bit with like one of the basic templates for the set design. So like the set design at rest. But here you are.
here's what I'm working with. I'll start with the false proscenium waves. Why red? Not sure if I'm going to keep it, but the ocean is consistently described as the, quote, wine dark sea in the original text, and I wanted to put that somewhere in there. Some days I look at this and absolutely hate it. Some days I'm bowled over by my own genius. Ultimately, you can be the judge. The pillars and platforms are actually inspired by the set from a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that I did in high school, with the columns, like Grecian-esque columns, with platforms up above. That set we called the Jungle Gym because it really allowed for a lot of different levels of movement that resulted in super dynamic storytelling, and I love levels. The three-quarter thrust stage turned prow is where most of the oceanic action takes place, and when looking at Greek triremes from the approximate historical period, the main feature that I wanted to highlight are the rows of oars, so all the railings, including on the platforms, are available for rowing. While triremes absolutely did not have figureheads, I just wanted to slap a vague Penelope on there, call me sentimental. I consider this to be an imaginary collaborative process between me and the rest of the people who've created and been inspired by this project. My designs are going to be hugely informed by the fan-made animatics that are considered canon within Herras' universe. That means color symbolism, some character portrayals, design choices informed by a tiny micro expression that an animator put on a side character for like 0.3 seconds, etc., etc. I'm also going to be doing covers of the songs. I really would wish that I could use the original music because it really, any covers I do is not going to convey exactly what I'm talking about, but I have to give something. So that's another reason why these videos are going to take a really long time to make. Not fishing for anything. I'm simply an artist that has been inspired to add my voice to the gorgeous tapestry that this community has woven together. Even if I just stay in my tiny corner of the internet and no one comes to visit me, I'm really excited to go on this journey with or without acknowledgement. If you want to embark on this epic odyssey with me, come see where we go. All aboard!